Hi, my name is Brian with Ace Appliance in Toledo, Ohio, and welcome back to another quality video from ApplianceVideo.com.
Alright, we have a KitchenAid dishwasher and we're getting a couple different error codes. One of the error codes is related to the soap dispenser, that it's not opening or working properly. That was a 10-1 error code, and then we're also getting a water inlet valve error code, which was a 6-2. So we verified that we were getting water into the unit, which would eliminate our inlet valve, and that the soap dispenser door was opening, which would eliminate our dispenser problem. So both of those are related back to the control board. So in this repair, we're going to be replacing the control board. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do to access the control board is we're going to have to take our door apart. So we're going to open the door here. We're going to have some Torx bit screws that go around our outer door frame here. So we need to remove all the screws to separate the doors. And then keep track of the screws. There's going to be short ones and long ones. There's going to be the short ones that go for the actual door on the bottom, and the longer ones are going to be for our control panel at the top. So the 3 lower screws on each side are going to be our short ones. We'll keep those in a pile. So I just took all the short ones out. And now our 4 across the top are going to be our longer screws for the panel. We'll keep those in a pile. And now we can take the panel off the door. So this panel just, it's going to drop down, and then we can pull the top out here and lift up and off of the door. Set this aside. And our control panel will also be able to come off now. And there's going to be this piece that's that also is installed here, a cover for our door locking, our door assembly, our door latch assembly. So we've already taken that off. And our control panel here just plugs into our control board. This is our control board that we're going to be replacing. So we're just going to push in on the tab and pull our wire connection from the panel off and set that to the side. To remove our control board, we're just going to release the locking tab at the top, slide it over to the left, and pull it off of the inner door. And now what we can do is remove all of our wires. And of course we've turned the power off to this. There's going to be another, the bottom part of our control panel here, the plastic's going to have 2 tabs to release, so it'll swing down and we can get access to our wiring. So we're just going to push in on the tab here. And actually it's going to have 2 in the middle, 4 altogether across the bottom to release. And that'll swing open. It'll actually come off. It's hinged. We're going to take that off then. And we'll finish taking off our wires here. Just going to have tabs just to push down on while we pull our harnesses out. Alright, and then what's left is our thermal fuse here. We're going to have to, looks like, open our control board. There's 3 tabs on the top here to pull back to remove the white cover of our control board here. And there's one on the side. So that'll come off. That's our control board. There's our thermal fuse now that we can remove. It's got 2 tabs that also hold it in place. Press down and release that. The tab on each side to remove it. And now we can install our new control board. New control board here. We can go ahead and reinstall. We're going to leave the white cover, it comes assembled like this. We can leave the white cover on to install our thermal fuse here. We're just going to push it in and the tabs will lock it into place. You'll hear them click. And I'll just start over here and just push in all of our harnesses. They're going to be keyed. They can only go in one direction, and they're all going to be different size and shape, so you can't cross them. You want to push them in all the way until the tabs lock them in place. Make sure you get all your wiring plugged back in. Everything looks good. We're going to reuse the bottom connector cover that we took off of the old board. Place the 2 hinge tabs at the bottom and swing it up into place. It's going to lock into all 4 tabs across the front of it here. And now we can go ahead and reinstall our board onto the door. It has 2 tabs here in the back that lock into the 2 tabs at the frame here. So we're going to line those up, and then we're going to slide it to the right, and our locking tab at the top there will click in place and lock in place. Make sure you have that installed, and we're ready to reassemble our door. So now we can reinstall our panel, touch panel and door. We're just going to plug back in the panel that we removed earlier. It's got a tab, just push it in and make sure it locks in place. Just going to set this in place here. We also have our door lock cover that we can install. It's got 2 tabs here that's going to go into the cutouts of our inner door frame, and the 2 screw holes will line up on the cover with the door lock mechanism. And then there's also 2 locking tabs on either side of it that are going to lock into the tabs on the frame there. So I'm going to get that back into position. The panel's going to be loose, so you want to hang on to it. And we can grab our door panel, and our door panel is going to slide over top of these 2 tabs here at the bottom. It's going to slide onto these 2 bump outs here at on our panel, on our door panel. So now we can put our door panel on. So the first thing we're going to do is line our door panel up with these 2 notches here. It's going to go onto the 2 bump outs of the front of our inner door, or the front of our outer door panel here. So we're going to line those up on those tabs. The door will sit there once you get it there. Just kind of sit in place. Alright, so now that we have our door panel on, we can go ahead and get our cover back on for our door latch. And we have the 2 tabs here that are going to go into the cutouts of the inner door frame. So we're going to place those in there and swing it up and over our latch assembly there, and it has 2 locking tabs on either side that'll attach and snap into the frame. Alright, and then we can go ahead and put our panel in place. I'm just going to kind of put it on the top here, and we have to plug it back in to our control board. I'm going to let that sit down there for a second while I plug this in the board, push it in until it clicks and it locks. Make sure you can't pull it back out. And we're going to swing our cover back up and put our panel back in place. Like that. Now we can push our door closed, and it has the bottom of our control panel there has 3 tabs on either side, and there's 3 holes in the top of the panel here. There's actually another one on the side, on either side here. So we're going to push it in and then raise up the whole door to lock into the touch panel, and we can reinstall our screws. Alright, you want to hold it all together while you swing the door down so it doesn't separate, and get a couple screws in there to hold it in position. I'm going to start with the smaller screws that are for the lower door frame. And that should be enough to hold it in place now while you finish reinstalling the other screws. And the 4 longer screws go across the top panel. And now that you have it all back together, you can check the operation of the door opening and closing to make sure everything's aligned right. And that will complete our repair for today. This was replacing the control board in your KitchenAid dishwasher.
Thank you for watching another quality video from ApplianceVideo.com.